Welcome to our channel. This is Archie the Cockatiel and I am Archie's mom. Today's video we are going to be redesigning Archie's cage because he's had the same setup for a while, so just want to switch it up and give him a little something different. We have some new accessories and perches to put in there that should be really fun for him, including a custom bridge that we ordered from Hoot and Holler Bird Toys. So I already have the grate from the bottom of his cage in the tub soaking. I'm also putting his current perches that I still want to reuse in the tub in hot water to soak as well. We'll use some soap on those. I also have his food and water bowls soaking with some soap in them as well. So we're doing a full cage clean today, so I'll show you some of what I do for cleaning as well. And someone is going to have a whole new setup. Is that exciting? Alright, so here's a little clip of his current setup so you can see what it looks like. Alright, so this is Archie's cage now before we redesign it. Step up. So this is what it looks like now. I still need to finish cleaning it. I changed the paper, but I need to scrub everything down still. Alright, so here is some of Archie's new items that are going to be going in his cage. So he got this rainbow bridge from Hoot and Holler Toys. I special requested the colors. I got him a new flat perch because the ones he has, they're just getting kind of dirty, and even when you wash them with soap and water, they kind of get old after a while, so I got him a fresh one. And then to switch things up, I got him this new comfy clam perch. Oh, hi. So he'll have that as well to replace one of them just to keep things interesting. And then he loves his mahogany pod wall that he plays with when he's out of his cage. So I got him a little version to go above the bridge. So it'll kind of draw him over there to want to play on it, so I can mount it on the cage above it. There's also some refills that we've got so I can put some corks in there, plenty of refills of the mahogany pods. And then this new Pacific Calypso Creations perch, which should be fun. So he has a lot of crinkle paper to pick at. I could put some millet in there for him to forage, just to give him something fun to do. So let's get to work on cleaning. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is use my vinegar water mixture with a little bit of fresh lemon squeezed into it to scrub down the cage. I had already changed the paper in it. I don't know why. I'll have to change it again after I scrub everything down because a bunch of stuff will go back into the bottom of the tray. He did have some toys in there that had some droppings on them, so I removed them. If it can be cleaned off, I will. But there was a toy that was made with cardboard that had poop on it, and that can't really be cleaned off very easily or very well. So I went ahead and just threw that away. We do have a lot of new toys we just got at the bird store, so there will definitely be a lot of new fun toys in there for him to play with. So let's get started. Now when you scrub down the cage, it's important to make sure that you remove any of their food and water so that you don't accidentally spray the cleaner that you're using or like this vinegar mixture in their food or water, so always pull those out. This is also a lot easier to do if you have a yard and a garden hose that you can take your cage outside and power wash it and clean it. I live on the top floor of an apartment, so that's all kinds of not convenient for me, so I have to kind of scrub it down the old-fashioned way, take it apart, put it in the bathtub sometimes.
minutes later.
Alright, so now I'm going to take a wet paper towel I've just wet with some water and wipe down the cage just to give it a little bit more cleaning and to get some of that lingering vinegar off of there. Alright, so the cage is clean, but we are still waiting on the perches to finish drying. I have the grate back in there, some brand new paper, but since I've been cleaning, there's a lot of stuff on the floor, so while I wait for the perches to dry, I'm going to go ahead and sweep. So the perches are mostly dry at this point, so by the time I get everything set up, they'll probably be completely dry. You just don't want to have your birds sitting on perches that are completely soaking wet. So they'll be dry here pretty shortly, and he's going to be out for a little while after we finish this anyway, so they'll be dry by the time I put him back in his cage. So let's get started in redoing his cage. He really likes his flat perch over here by the front door. This is kind of like our thing. So when I leave for work or to go anywhere, he'll get on this perch and pace back and forth because my front door is right over there. And I'll wave at him and say goodbye. So it's kind of our thing. So I'm gonna leave this right about where it was before, just because that's our little thing that we do. Now, this perch is kind of interesting. It's called the Parrot Wizard New Perch. I've talked about it before. It looks kind of like a dowel perch, but it's been roughed up a bit so that it's still good for their feet. So I do really like this perch. And birds do like to be at the top of the cage, but you want to utilize the full space of the cage. So you still want to have some stuff towards the bottom as well. And then these are his food and water bowl perches, so we're going to leave those the same. They're concrete perches, so they're good for his nails. Just to kind of try to keep them trimmed up. Perches, if I find that he's pooping on this one a lot from being up here, depending on how he sits, I will move this slightly. But we'll just try it for now and see how it works out. And I don't like to put perches above where the food and water bowls go, because you don't want them to poop in their food, and you also don't want them to poop in their water. so I don't like to put any perches above it. And this is his chop block. So there's a little bowl in it. I got it from Hoot and Holler, and you can put their chop in there or different things. I like to put his Chop Shop Daily Maintenance from Christine's Chop Shop in it, and he really likes to sit on this and snack on that. Speaking of which, we will go ahead and put some of that in there now. I'll just do a handful. Hi. Are you excited? This is all yours. So we have our clean food and water bowls here. And then I'm also going to put some millet in his millet toy holder. Alright, so you've got fresh food and water in there. And now we just need to put in some toys. I think we are all done. Let's take a closer look. So up top we have this flat perch with this mahogany pod toy right next to it. His bridge here on the back wall with his little mahogany cork wall to play with. And then we have this big natural perch. It's one of his favorite perches. There's a toy over there in the corner to play with. And then there's also this little Sola toy with the muffin wrappers on it. And then down here we've got the water bowl, the food bowl, and then the parrot new perch with another toy for him to play with while he's on there. And then his chop block flat perch, his new Calypso perch. That one doesn't really need a toy hung next to it because it itself is a toy. And then over here we have another perch which has his Cuttlebone Secrets toy on it. And then another perch where he can get his millet. And then his seashell flat perch. I think the only thing I forgot is his Cuttlebone, so I will go ahead and put that up right now. Alright, so got the Cuttlebone perch on there for him as well. He absolutely loves his Cuttlebone, so definitely can't forget to have that. So let's take a look and see how he feels about the new cage. Now sometimes when you've done as much as we have to change things up, they can be a little bit timid, so let's see how he does. It will be nice, I think, because there's some familiar items in here, the perches he's used to, the fact that the clamshell perch is where his other flat perch used to be, his other flat perch is where we like it, and then this is almost similar to how we had it before. So that'll be nice. It won't feel completely scary to him. There's just some new items in there and it looks a bit different. Want to take a look? Check it out. What do you think? And then with cages, the nice thing is obviously none of this is permanent, so if he doesn't like something, I can very easily move it. If I find that sitting on one of these perches, he's pooping on the one below it, I can rearrange it. I don't like to have them overlap if I don't have to, just because it's easier It's more hygienic that way. So we'll see how everything goes with the setup. He already found that he likes that new toy, which is good. So overall, I think it looks really good. There's some similarities in the way that it was before, but there's also a lot of new to it. So I think it'll be a nice change for him, and I think he'll really like it, especially that new bridge that we got from Hoot and Holler. He's got his mahogany wall there, so I think he'll really like that. So thank you for joining us today. I hope you got some ideas on some things that you can do to change up your cage for your bird. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe to see more videos. Until then, we will see you next time. And look, he's already checking out his bridge and his little pod wall. So definitely liking it, I would say.